Hello and welcome to the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, bringing you the reasons we're broke, ranging from comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Kelly.
And this episode has been brought to you by Audible.
Sign up today and get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia.
There's over 150,000 titles to choose from, all available on your Android device, Kindle, and iPhone. We'll have our recommendation of the week later on in this episode, but first...
For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. We're happy to have you part of our Broquette family. The way we format our show is first we start out with some news, again ranging from comic books, movie, TV, video games, and more, and we end with our comic book pull list of the week.
We're going to start off with a movie that you actually saw because you're the huge Disney fan.
I'm not that big of a Disney fan. I'm just
a
little bit of a Disney fan.
There's Disney, Nerd Up Media, and then everything else.
I said 0% of that ever.
Batman and Saga, somewhere below that.
No, Batman and Saga's like way at the top.
So Big Hero 6, I did not get a chance to see it, but you did.
I did. I went and saw Big Hero 6. Don't know what I expected out of it, but I loved it. I cried, and I cried. And then I cried a little bit more.
I know very little about it. I have not seen any trailers. I've just seen like the concept art, all of the different articles that people have put out. What is it actually about?
It's a story. Man, I don't want to give it away because it's good. I think that everybody should, even if you just rent it from Netflix when it comes out, like see this movie. It's great. It's a feel-good movie. It's learning to deal with loss.
Is it more like a family-based thing, kind of like The Incredibles, or...?
No, it's more of a friendship-based thing. It's friends coming together to help one of their friends through a difficult situation.
Gotcha. And watching Big Hero 6, did it feel like this was a Marvel movie, or did it feel more like a Pixar or a Disney animated feature?
I felt it was a lot like a Pixar movie. The animation felt the same. It brought me to tears, just like Toy Story always does.
Right.
When they all hold hands at the end and they're going into the incinerator.
Clearly I will go sailing. No more
credits.
That would have been a better ending if they just burned.
The best ending. But when this wasn't a Pixar movie.
It was not. No, they're working on like the Dia de los Muertos movie. They're also doing the dinosaur one.
They have an emotion movie.
Yeah.
But when the characters first came on the screen, it felt so much like Pixar. All the characters were really creative. It didn't feel like Marvel to me, but I never saw them as Marvel characters to begin with because I had never heard about them until this movie. So it was wonderful, lots of emotion. Right from the beginning they had me, and then of course Baymax is just the best thing ever, and I just want to take him home and cut myself all the time so he can help me.
I'm assuming that has to do with the movie.
Yes,
you're not just being suicidal.
If you saw the movie, it would make sense.
So, last question about it. Is it worth the admission price, the $9, $10, $11 that they charge now?
I felt that it was because I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. It was a kids movie, but there was stuff for adults too. It wasn't as adult as Box Trolls.
Right.
But it was great. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's a feel-good movie. And even though what I thought was going to happen didn't happen at the end, I still felt like everybody learned a lesson and came to terms.
Nice. Very cool. So thanks a lot for the review. We are moving on to some video game news, probably the biggest gaming news for us at least, because we do have the Nintendo Wii U. We don't have a PS4 yet. We're getting one next year with Arkham Knight. But we were at the midnight launch, or at least I was, for Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U and Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And I have some rage.
Tell us about this rage.
If Rick or Tom from the Those Two Jerks podcast here on the Nerd Up Media Network are listening, can you just splice this into what's pissing me off this week? Just put that in as part of the show. Pretend like I'm actually in the room with you. Like, hey, Dan, what's pissing you off? And then just immediately cut to this.
But make sure they're like different volumes so it's clearly cut together.
So I'm clearly not there. So, the midnight launch. All right. I don't mean to rag on just Nintendo gamers because I'm going to go for it because I need to. This is my outlet. Like, this is my therapy. And if later on people want to call me an asshole, that's fine. I'll deal with that then. But I've worked the Call of Duty launch before. I've worked many other midnights, a ton of Call of Duties. I've done the Halo. And for the Nintendo ones, for some reason, they're smaller, obviously, because there's less Wii U's out there. but they're way messier. Like they do not hesitate to sit on the filthy floor
Ew.
and just make a mess and eat and leave their drinks anywhere. Ugh. And it's essentially like babysitting, and it's not because they're younger, because it's a midnight launch. A lot of the kids pick up their game the next day, and it's not a problem. Like, they come in with their parents, get their games, they're done. But these grown adults will sit on the floor, play their games, make a mess, loud, run around the store like it's a fucking playground, and then they'll whine. The whining is what gets me the most. Throughout the day, I had a bunch of people give me the sob story about how they're flying out to India the next day and how they're not feeling well, so they won't be able to come to the midnight. If they can just get the game early, no. You can't get the game early. I don't believe your story, because I'm going to see you at the midnight. Lo and behold, they show up for the midnight.
Did you respond to the flight to India like, well, good thing you got a lot of hours to sleep after you get this midnight game?
Exactly.
It's a long-ass flight. It's like 30 hours.
You can play your game during the flight. So that really kind of pissed me off. But the other thing, too, is the GameCube adapter was delayed at our store. So we got the game and everything, but anyone who pre-ordered the adapter, they wouldn't get it until at the earliest the next day it's still the 21st. So it would be like right now. They just wouldn't have it for the midnight launch. The whining I heard about that, holy shit. Like, I was almost like, you know what? Here's your refund. Get it somewhere else. Like, if this is such a big deal for you, get it elsewhere. No, it's all right. I'll just keep it. Then why are you giving me shit about this?
Then why is this a problem?
Why is this an issue?
It's like when people walk in and go, oh, your burger is $11. Yeah, and you're going to buy it anyway,
So can I ring you up now? So that's one of the things about the midnight launches. It's a lot of these that I've worked, and it's not just the Nintendo fans. There's other gaming midnights like the World of Warcraft ones, or especially the Call of Duty ones. Those are it's more of like an itch type of addiction with those players. Like, they're like, I really need my game. It's 12 o'clock. Well, it's not 12:01 yet. You can't get it. And it's really, over the years, made me realize that adults are not inherently to be respected at all. They're just children in adult bodies. That's all it is. They are children running around in adult bodies without their parents to keep an eye on them. Because if they had been acting the way they did at the midnight, their parents would have fucking left the store. We're leaving. We're not getting shit. Except their parents aren't around to do that, so they're free to act like fucking assholes all day. That is my rant. That is my rant.
That was an amazing rant. Those are my favorite parents, too, where they're like, nope, we're done. We're leaving.
Yep, we're not getting anything.
Yep.
Now let me talk about the good things. Like, people know I'm kind of a bitter asshole, but there are some good things here. First off, Josh from Tales from the Game Grid was there. Scott from fellow Nerd Up Media show, The Lazy Gaming Guys, he was there as well. We also had CML Dexter from his own YouTube channel where they do Let's Plays on Pokemon and all kinds of stuff. Super Smash Brothers is on there. Mm-hmm. You can search. So it was almost like a little Nerd Up Media group, and there's other YouTube players, and it was just a lot of fun. So they were there to keep me company, and we talked about Smash. We talked about Pokemon. Gave out posters for Pokemon Omega Ruby and Sapphire. And at the end of the day, I mean, we were pretty much done with the lines by 12:14. Like, it went by really quick. The Amiibo figurines, we did sell out of Link, I believe, and the Villager. The Animal Crossing Villager. They didn't send us as many of those.
Okay.
The reason Link sold out is because when you use it in Hyrule Warriors, it actually unlocks another weapon. So people, as soon as they said this, they realized that they wanted Link. That's when the pre-orders were done.
They're not dumb people.
So that was the midnight launch. I did actually get to play Super Smash Brothers last night, and you got to play Sapphire. No, was it Ruby or Sapphire that you got?
Sapphire.
You got Sapphire.
I got Pokemans because me and Super Smash is worse than me and Mario Kart, and it would just not be a good situation for anybody.
Nope, not at all. So first, I guess I'll start with Super Smash Brothers. Mm-hmm. I got the Super Smash Brothers bundle, which was $99.99. Comes with that GameCube adapter, the GameCube controller, and the game itself. But you don't need the GameCube controller. You can play with a Pro controller or with the Wii U's regular pad. Like, it's a comfortable controller. It's fine. Either one works. I tried it out with all control schemes. All worked great. But I'm used to that C-Stick for Smash, so that's the one I've been using. And it is just the 3DS version on the big screen. And that's fine. If you really like the 3DS version, it's better for me personally because my hands don't hurt as much when I'm playing on the Wii U, like on the GameCube controller. my working hands. Like Ed Irish on Fire 31 told me that's called carpal tunnel from doing repetitive motion. And I was like, is there anything else I can do from that? He's like, not really. Like, essentially, like
you just deal with it.
You'll be dead, and then it'll stop hurting. So eventually, old age will just cure that. And I'm like, all right. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of. It looks gorgeous. Like it's the 3DS version in HD without that big black border, so it's not as. It's easier to see on the big screen, but hard to see it on the little screen, which is why they made them almost cel shaded on the handheld. And the online on the Wii U version is actually smoother. I played with the Lazy Gaming guys, 3 matches. I went undefeated.
And then you retired.
And then I retired. I announced my retirement officially on the podcast that I'm 3-0, undefeated in Super Smash Bros. Online. I'm going to trade in my game tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be playing some more today.
That's awesome. And while you're playing that, I will be playing Pokemans, because I'm the true Pokemans fan here.
You are?
Obviously. From first impression, it's Sapphire, but it looks like X and Y. I have a giant-ass Lapras doll in my room. Can I just, like... I didn't want to play after that. I just wanted to sit in my room, sit on my Lapras doll, and just live my life. That's all I wanted. Started out, I got my first Pokemon. I went with Torchic, because I've never played Torchic before, and whatever. I don't really like any of them. As soon as I get my Pikachu, I'll be like, here's your box, Torchic. See you later. Peace out. Don't need none of your mega crap.
Why don't you just release it instead of putting it in a box?
Because there's only one in existence. It'll die. A lonely death.
It'll never breed.
Maybe it could find a Ditto, but
there you go.
That's just a substitute.
Not the real thing.
The theme I went to name my Pokemon, so if you guys remember my silver version, I was doing food. This one is alcohol. I wonder what's been on my mind lately. Not the holidays coming up.
Nope, not at all.
No. So, Torchic is Fireball after Fireball whiskey. If you guys have any great drinks, send them over. I'll try them and name my Pokemon after them.
That's awesome. So, you're going to be playing all of this without your X and Y Pokemon, right?
Yeah, I think I traded that in like forever ago.
So, you have no choice, really. You could put them in the bank, but
I never trade my Pokemon over. I never have. Like, for me, a Pokemon game, each one is different and it's a whole new experience. And by pulling in that old experience, it changes this one. So it's not me playing Sapphire, it's Sapphire with my X and Y Pokemon.
I see what you're saying.
Like, I like to build new relationships because this is a whole new life.
So, like, really immerse yourself in the game.
Right.
Very cool. So we'll hear more thoughts on that hopefully next week, if not the week after, on Super Smash Bros. And Pokemon Omega Ruby and Sapphire. I won't actually start my Ruby until I'm done with Bayonetta, and after I'm done
so like 7 years from now.
It's going to be a while. Yeah, it's going to stay sealed, but at the same time, it's going to always be $39.99, so there's really no point in like waiting for a price drop. It's fucking Nintendo. Those titles, they drop like 7 years from now after the new console
Are you
release.
kidding? They go up 7 years from now. How much is silver worth? Like, way more than we spent on it.
Now it's $50, yeah.
Exactly. Like, my used one. I could sell my Pikachu 3DS and my silver version. Well, bam.
You can get a PS4?
Yes. No, that would never happen. I will go
not.
to my grave with those things.
Yes, you will. We're going to put you with that, with those two. Marry you with it.
Can my tombstone be a Pikachu 3DS? A working one. Let's go all out.
And it'll only play Pokemon Silver.
Yes. Oh, this is amazing. Make this happen.
So now we can move on to some comic book news, starting off with Marvel on the February 2015 solicitations.
Mm-hmm. The very first one is something I am so excited for. Spider-Gwen #1.
Yes, that is the official title.
Yes.
And there's tons of solicitations. You can see the full list at newsarama.com, but we are highlighting the ones that we are going to probably be adding to our subscription, or at least giving #1 a shot.
So the synopsis for Spider-Gwen is, Gwen Stacy is Spider-Woman, but you know that already. What you don't know is what friends and foes are waiting for her in the aftermath of Spider-Verse.
So I'm assuming it's going to be way better if you have already read Amazing Spider-Man with Spider-Verse. Are you excited? It's the same team that did that one-shot for Edge of Spider-Verse #2.
Yes. I think I like that.
Which was her first appearance, yeah.
Yes. Loved it. Love the idea of Spider-Gwen. Love what they're doing in the comics with her with Spider-Verse, which we'll get to that later, which is just so much fun.
So yeah, adding that to our poll list. We also have Silk number 1. Story on this, Cindy Moon is on her way in New York City searching for her past, defining her own future, and webbing up wrongdoers along the way.
And sleeping with Peter Parker.
Maybe not just Peter Parker, based on what happened with the Amazing
Sleeping with
Spider-Man.
all them Spider-Mans.
All the Peters Parkers.
Good for her. You know what? Let her live her life.
Yeah, she was, I learned...
And then if she gets pregnant, whose baby is it? Who cares? They were all Peter Parker.
She can't be too upset, right?
None of those Peter Parkers can be too upset.
And we have one more that we wanted to talk about on the Marvel solicitations.
Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man number 10. Miles confronts his family's past and his terrifying future. The man behind the mysteries of the human fly's plans reveals himself. And it's not good news for Miles. All this and more as Miles unleashes a new spider power.
Wonder what that is. He doesn't have natural web slinging, so...
Chasing away women because he's scary. Because that's what spiders do.
That would be funny, actually, if it just awakens within him.
Well, you remember my Spider-Man comic I wanted to write.
What was it again?
Where some girl has spider powers and it attracts spiders, and she says arachnophobia. That would be the best.
Very curious to what it is, because his spider venom sting is very useful. Like, he used it against the Green Goblin, kicked his fucking ass, and anytime he is about to... he needs to make an escape, he'll do the cloaking spider power, touch them, do the spider venom, which puts them, completely paralyzes them for a while.
Amazing.
In which he runs away. That was one way in which he slowed down Venom when he first fought him. So very cool. Glad to see more from Miles, and actually that the book is still continuing in spite of no other Ultimate books being out there. And now we can move into our DC solicitations.
The first one is Deathstroke number 5. The synopsis is Deathstroke versus Batman, with Harley Quinn stuck in the middle. The most intense, brutal battle in the history of the New 52 takes place in this issue.
Have they seen Batman Inc.? Damian fucking died in that. That was way brutal. More brutal than this.
This is true. The synopsis for this should be Batman kicks Deathstroke's ass.
And then Harley Quinn's later on?
And Harley Quinn's just chilling.
But it's a Deathstroke book. There's no way they're going to make it so that Deathstroke loses.
Dan, it's got Batman. Batman always wins. It doesn't matter if it's somebody else's comic. Doesn't matter if it's a Marvel comic. Batman always wins.
Alright, well, we'll see Deathstroke and Batman go at it for the first time, I believe, in the New 52. They've definitely fought before that, but I don't think I've seen them fight in the current continuity. So it's pretty exciting. We're going to check it out. Next is Secret 6, number 3. Her name is Strix. What is her secret? I wanted to highlight that.
Yes! I'm so excited!
You love Strix, and tell them what you dressed up as at MegaCon.
I did dress up as Strix for MegaCon
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Oh wow, it's been that long.
Yeah,
and actually met Gail Simone dressed as Strix, so that was a whole lot of fun.
Shout out to Gail, even though she doesn't follow us on Twitter.
It's because we talk about strong female characters all the time.
Sort of make fun of that, don't we? Only a little. But she did make it her default on Twitter with your picture with Gail Simone.
Yes, that was so much fun.
We also have Batman number 39, Endgame Part 5. The Joker is back. The penultimate issue of the Clown Prince of Crime's horrifying return. Plus, in the backup story, the inmates and Mahrim finally learn the truth about the Joker.
I love the synopsis. Plus, in the backup story...
the thing that we're charging you extra for, we're going to find out his origin.
I do like that backup story, though.
It is good. Do you think it's worth the extra $1 so far?
Yeah, so far. I think they've created some great characters. It reminds me a lot of... Remember that one shot of Arkham Asylum from forevs ago?
Yeah, with the different inmates?
Right. It reminds me a lot of that. Not as deep and chilling, but still really good. After that is Batman and Robin, number 39. Has Damian Wayne become something more than human? And how do you control a reckless child who now has superpowers?
Let me say the cover to this is amazing. It's Action Comics number 1, but instead it's Robin throwing the Batmobile, like crashing it. Titus is barking at Damian, and then Alfred is in the foreground, like running away. It is hilarious. I love it. Well done, Pac Leeson.
I want Superman to come in and be like, I have superpowers. We can raise him together.
I'll help you control him.
No, Superman.
Go away. I'll handle this. As his Batcave is fucking destroyed. And your love story comic?
Yes, Gotham Academy number 5. This month's assignment, uncover the hideous secrets of Gotham Academy's North Hall. Also, smooching?
As soon as I saw this cover, I'm like, don't see the cover to Gotham Academy number 5. Essentially telling you to check it out. And it's her, like, about to make out with some random guy.
Good for her.
What's her name? Silverlock?
Yes. She can make out with whoever she wants.
So there's your love story.
I hope it's Kyle.
Maybe there'll be less teen angst in this one?
There's going to be more teen angst, please. She's probably going to kiss him, but he probably has a girlfriend or some other girl has a crush on him. And that other girl told her that she had a crush on him. And so now they broke the girl code, and there's got to be drama. But in the end, they'll realize that girls come before boys, and they'll be besties again. Oh, and Batman's there somewhere.
Somewhere in there, right? Well, next is Harley Quinn number 15. The variant has Harley Quinn, the classic version, fighting against the new 52 Harley Quinn.
Yes, I love all these things.
I immediately made it my wallpaper.
Good.
It's so great.
Good.
Classic
Love classic
Harley Quinn.
Harley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I miss her classic outfit so much. It was perfect.
It was.
There is also a Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special, number 1. Love is in the air in New York City. The planet's richest bachelor, Bruce Wayne, is in town for a charity auction, and the highest bidder gets a date with Mr. Tall, Dark, and Brooding. Good thing Harley Quinn came into money. Please, whatever you do, don't ask how. But can Bruce really spend a night with Harley without her learning how he spends his nights?
That is going to be awesome.
Amazing.
I really can't wait for that.
Best thing ever.
It reminds me of season 4 of Batman the Animated Series, where Harley and Poison Ivy had Bruce Wayne under, like, their control and made him buy all kinds of shit.
So much fun.
And it also reminds me of the episode, I think it's called Harley's Holiday, where she was declared sane from Arkham Asylum, and she goes out shopping, and there's a bit of a mistake where she forgot they didn't take off the security tag, and the security guard's like, hold on, ma'am, and she's like, hey, I bought this, and immediately reacts and starts fighting everyone. She says, no one wants me out here, and at the very end, Batman brings her that dress and says, I had a bad day once. And Harley Quinn, she just can't help herself and says, nice guys like you should never have a bad day, and kisses him.
Yes! Right in the feels. Right in the feels.
So the only 2 people that Harley can be with in your mind, not Deadshot, but
Nope.
the Joker and Batman.
Yes. Well, she can't... I mean, she and Batman can do it, but ultimately Batman needs to go home to Catwoman.
Or Talia. Or
just
Damian.
Catwoman.
How about just Damian
How
and
about
Alfred?
just Catwoman, Damian, and Alfred?
No, one or the other. You
How
can either
about,
have just Catwoman
like,
or Damian and Alfred. Say no to Alfred.
About all of those.
Try saying no to
but
Alfred.
But not Talia.
Fine, not Talia, Damian and Alfred.
And Catwoman.
That's not happening. But yeah, we're absolutely getting the Valentine's Day special. It sounds like it's going to be a great time, fun book. I really can't wait. If you haven't seen the cover, it's Batman chained up, and he has like kisses on his face, right? And she's about to kiss him, and she has flowers behind him. He's going to give Batman. It's awesome. I love it.
Perfect. Cannot wait.
There were also 2 Harley Quinn merchandise pieces. The first one was actually a New 52 action figure. It continues in the line of other figurines that they've done, including the Forever Evil, the Justice League, Nightwing, Greg Capullo. This one's Harley Quinn in her New 52 roller skate outfit.
Roller derby.
Yeah, the one that Amanda Conner designed. It's a really cool figurine. We are actually going to pass on it, though.
One we will be getting, we have a DC Comics CoverGirl's Harley Quinn statue.
We might be getting it. I'm not sure about this one.
Don't even...
We got really excited. It's a $99.95. Comes out July 2015. The reason we were excited for it is designed by Artgerm. I follow him on Instagram, Tumblr, DeviantArt. But he put her in the classic Harley Quinn outfit.
Yeah. The reasons were broke. That classic Harley Quinn.
It's awesome. She has one leg raised in the air like she's marching, and it's a lovely statue.
You know you're going to get it. Don't even say...
I'm going to think about it.
You're saying that, but then it's going to come out, and you're going to come home with it.
Here's the thing, though. We already have that Joker and Harley statue that's coming out based on Alex Ross's thing. I'm already saving up for that. I don't have enough to save up for this one, too. And then I know it's in July, but still. We also have that Batgirl statue that's coming out, the black and white one.
Yeah.
So sacrifices have to be made. One sacrifice we did not make, though, was the Batman, the animated series Batman action figure.
Yes, and we did actually just do an unboxing of this. If you guys want to head over to YouTube, you can see every little piece because this thing is amazing.
Head on over to youtube.com/thereasonsimebroke, or you can find the link at nerdupmedia.com. Let's elaborate on this figurine.
So it looks just like Season 4 Batman. Comes with all different hands and different capes and different things. And so you can pretty much make any Batman you want.
Almost. The thing that I said on the video too is you can't actually pose his legs too much. Like you can't have him like kneeling down and about to throw a batarang or something like that. He always has to be in that standing pose, and they kept it so loyal to Bruce Timm's designs. So his feet are tiny, and then he's got that big bulking body. So he does come with that stand that you do have to put him in if you want him to stand at all. So you can't just pose him however you want. It was nice of them though to put that little stand. It's actually pretty cool, because the platform is the original designs that Bruce Timm made up for the character.
Absolutely. I still think it was a great investment, even if he can't stand up. Who cares?
Just be sure to look through your comic shops or whatever's various action figures, because not all of them are painted the same. At my comic shop, we actually got some that were, the accessories were put in upside down, well, like sealed. And we're like, what the fuck? It was probably down the assembly line, like frontward and backwards, and the same guy was just putting the cape and shit in the same thing. Like, fuck it. It's done.
That was just a job for him.
But some of them did have like some black paint on the face, and you do have to check the paint job on them.
Did they package all these like after a crazy party? And everybody was hungover the next day.
To be fair, they were probably rushed, and they have to get so many of these out per hour.
Oh, yeah.
And there's going to be mistakes, unfortunately. But like I said, check out your figurine first before you buy it. They're $24.99, and we're really happy with ours. We have the Harley Quinn one on its way, the Man-Bat we're going to be getting, and I believe Two-Face as well, which are going to go great with the Batman. Anything to get more Batman the Animated Series merchandise out there, and I'm going to wait for a Season 1 through 3 version of Batman. Not the Season 4 one where he's kind of like more blocky looking, but that smoother, bigger Batman with the yellow symbol on his chest.
Where it goes, Harvey, no.
Yeah, the
real
more
breathy.
Yeah.
And with that, we can move into our question of the week. So our Twitter follower, @IrishOnFire31, asks, what comic series would you enjoy seeing on TV or movie? Yes, we all know Kelli wants Saga. Ha, alien breastfeeding. I don't approve of that statement. You all act like you know me, and none of you know me.
So he answered yours already.
I am my own person. Move on
to
I am my
the
own.
one I want.
I'm myself. I'm my person. Just let me live my life. Like, no, you all think you know me, and you don't.
All right. So should I go first, or do you want to go first?
You can go ahead and go first.
Mine is an animated version of Batman Low Gotham. That's my pick. Yep.
Little Gotham by Dustin Wynn. Can that be the theme song?
It can be the theme song. I would love it if the animation was in watercolor, or at least that effect, where even when they move, it still has that same watercolor splotch or whatever, and maybe it moves a little bit. Like, they can get really creative with how they do the show, and it'd be a kids show, something to go on the DC Nation block. Make it look like it's hand drawn, even if you have to use computer animation to enhance it, make it look smoother. Fine, do it. But I think that would be a great cartoon.
That would be amazing. Man, that's my pick now. I choose Dusty Wynn.
What was it originally then?
I don't know. Okay, here's my thing about Saga. Here's my thing. I love Saga. If you were to put it in a TV show, they would have to cut out so much of that book. Because there's so much you can't put it on TV.
Not if they put it on HBO or make it like a Netflix exclusive.
Yeah, but the thing for me is I love all the characters too. For someone to try and get the emotion behind the voices and the characters, I feel some part of it would be lost.
So it just wouldn't be the same for you?
It just wouldn't be the same. I think Lumberjanes would translate well into a TV show.
Teen Dog?
Teen Dog would be great. But then it wouldn't have Mitch Hedberg's voice.
That's true.
I think Spider-Gwen would be great.
That'd be a good cartoon as well. Yeah.
Spider-Gwen would be amazing. There's lots that I would love to watch. Not Saga, because I think it would lose. So see, y'all don't know me. Thought you knew me, and you don't take a step back.
And we want to give huge thanks before we move on to our sponsorship. First one is Jacob from Facebook. He sent me over a link of the Batman the Animated Series vinyl that they are going to be releasing. The vinyl is actually in the shape of a bat symbol. Really nice, gorgeous. And I had mentioned to him, like, oh, these are awesome. Did you check out the Harley Quinn one? And that's the only one, like, man, we weren't able to get it because it was, I believe, a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. They never offered it on Mondo, unfortunately. And he says, hey, by the way, I forgot to send you a wedding present. What's your address? I'm like, oh, yeah, here you go. And what ends up arriving? The fucking Harley Quinn vinyl.
So amazing.
I'm like, how the fuck did he even get this? Like,
Killed somebody.
like, the only way you're able to get this is if you went to San Diego Comic-Con or if you overpaid for it on eBay. I don't know, but he sent it, and I was really surprised and shocked, and it was amazing. It's a great piece. It's a beautiful display.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, above and beyond.
Not only that, but also, we mentioned them earlier, at Irish on Fire 31. He sent Echo of Future Past #1. This, not only does it have older art from Neil Adams, and it looks amazing, like it's a gorgeous book, but it also has the first appearance of Bucky O'Hare. I was talking to him on Twitter about how I missed the cartoon. When I used to go to Hollywood Video, that was another Blockbuster-ish thing.
Some of them probably don't know what Blockbuster is. So Blockbuster is Netflix, but at a store where you have to go and pick out your movie. And
much slower.
Hope nobody checked it out already. And you only had 3 days, and then they charged your ass.
That's right. And I always used to check out the Bucky O'Hare video. And I believe it was the first 2 episodes in one like movie thing because it was about 40 minutes long. As a kid, I always checked it out and watched it, and I loved Bucky O'Hare. Obviously, when I saw the green bunny on the cover, I immediately gravitated towards it. And not only did he send me the YouTube link to where the episodes are, but he surprised me with this. I'm like, holy shit, this is the first appearance of Bucky O'Hare. And it was awesome. Like, it's great to have it. The pages are really nice. And I can just see right there Bucky O'Hare right at his origins. So thank you so much at Irish on Fire 31, Christopher. He's following the rest of our Twitter accounts, the shows. Easily one of the most loyal followers we have. So thank you again.
And as we mentioned earlier, we now have our free Audible audiobook recommendation of the week. It is Marvel Comics: The Untold Story.
Drawing on more than 100 original interviews with Marvel insiders then and now, Marvel Comics is a story of fertile imaginations, lifelong friendships, action-packed fistfights, reformed criminals, unlikely alliances, and third-act betrayals. A narrative of one of the most extraordinary, beloved, and beleaguered pop cultural entities in America's history.
Beleaguered?
Beleaguered. They wrote this for you.
Just for me. I love that word, beleaguered. This audiobook, or any other audiobook that you may choose, is free with your trial when you sign up at audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia.
Broquette's got a free audiobook download of their choice along with a free 30-day trial. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia.
And that will do it for our news this week. We can now move into my favorite part of the podcast, the comic books.
We're going to start off with Indie, move into Marvel, and end with DC. First book being Bravest Warriors, Paralyzed Horse Giant #1. It is a one-shot. It comes in at $4.99. It's written by James Tynion IV, Kat Leigh, Tessa Stone, Pranas Naujokaitis, and Margaret Scott, with art by Erica Henderson, Kat Leigh, Tessa Stone, Pranas Naujokaitis, damn it, I fucked that one up,
yeah,
and Meredith McLaren.
Not so easy, is it? Give me all the hard names every week.
Let's see if they know how to pronounce it. Naujokaitis. Naujokaitis. That's what it is.
That's Naujokatness.
So this follows the story of the paralyzed horse that has seen existence and comprehends the universe.
It's amazing. I think we first saw him in the online shorts, and it is Beth's horse that sometime in her younger years saw all of existence and became paralyzed because everything that touches him, he sees everything that they could be and everything that they have been, and he just is in awe.
And since he is existing in existence, he recognizes all of existence. That's why he's paralyzed, because he has full knowledge at all times. but he has this mortal thing that is holding him back, his consciousness, and sometimes he can escape it to help out the bravest warriors, but otherwise it's just like a very inner exploration type of story-driven thing that's going on with him. It's really heavy, but it's so funny. I love it.
It was hilarious. I feel like one of the stories we have seen previously, the one where he's hungry.
Yeah.
I've read that one before, but it's so great to see his connection to Beth, because everything he does is for Beth.
Yeah, and it gives you a nice message of there's nothing like the relationship between a young girl and her horse. It's a beautiful book. I really liked it. It was funny, and if you like the Bravest Warriors books and you're worried that maybe this is not quite like the show, it's a lot of fun. You have Catbug in there, so we recommend it.
Up next is Cartoon Network Super Secret Crisis War. This is number 6 of 6. It's written by Louise Simonson with art by Derek Charm.
If you remember the last 3 issues, it was more of a whole lot of nothing happening. And we figured that something would have happened this time, because it is the end of it. Maybe something that will connect all of the universes together into the one book that is coming out with the Powerpuff Girls later on next year. Does that happen?
No.
No.
They just continued with their trend.
Of nothing happening.
Of 0 things happening.
Pass of the week.
Mine too.
And we don't recommend reading it at this point now, because it didn't give us a satisfying ending. It wasn't that funny. It just kind of faltered from that second issue. It just kept going down, down, down.
Everybody just went home, and that was it.
And that was all. Like, that is everything that this comic is about.
If I had to summarize this comic, it would be, well, it's over.
The story is they all come together. The villains threaten to destroy their worlds. They stop them, and they all go home. They don't stop them in a humorous way. They started building up this thing with the villains, like maybe they're going to turn on Aku. There was no payoff. Like, they set it up and they just left it. It was very disappointing, unfortunately.
Agreed. So, my pass of the week, yours too?
Yep. We're still going to give that Powerpuff Girls super thing later on next year a try, because it does have Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
You can't watch Johnny Bravo. You get ideas and you're too easily influenced.
But we are going to move on to the next indie book, that one being Lumberjanes number 8. This is written by Grace Ellis and Noelle Stevenson, art by Brooke Allen, and colors by Martha Liho.
This is the end of an arc, and I am happy it's the end of this arc, because I feel like they backed themselves into a corner that they couldn't really get out of, because it started out so strong with all this mystery they were building, and then they kind of revealed what the mystery was, and then it just kind of all tumbled down from there.
A couple of issues back, I said that I think you were enjoying the story way more than I was, and this isn't really an exception. I think the issue that I liked previous to this was the one with the dinosaurs. Like, that was, if we could get more of that fun, then great. But this is, it's just, I don't know, it wasn't that entertaining to me. And it could be because this was originally a miniseries, a one-off, and then it got expanded into an ongoing. Maybe that's why this kind of has a rough ending to it. But just like you, I'm glad that this arc is over, because now we can jump into an arc that they can actually plan out in their ongoing status mind, you know what I mean?
Agreed. Next up is The Simpsons Winter Wingdings, number 9. This is written by Max Davidson, Ian Boothby, and Paul Kupperberg, with art by Phil Ortiz, Jacob Cabot, Mike Cazalet, and Rex Lindsay. And finally, the colorist is Art Villanueva and Nathan Hamill.
I love getting the summer books, I love getting the winter books, and I love the Halloween books, the Treehouse of Horrors. This one was way better than that Treehouse of Horrors.
Yes,
that was
absolutely.
The last one that we had gotten from The Simpsons, and I love the Winter Wingding. This was amazing. The first story has that Frosty the Snowman type of vibe to it.
And Flanders was great. He had that one line, and it was the best thing I've ever read.
But a snowman that was shaped or created as Homer comes to life thanks to Professor Frink. And then Homer gets jealous because Bart is spending more time with this snow dad, so he creates a snow Bart.
Snowmer.
And shenanigans.
It's Snowmer and Homer Jr.
So that story was awesome. The second one was more of a comic book guy making fun of the Star Wars holiday special. And it involves like Rainier Wolfcastle and Joe Namath and Betty White is in there. So you have celebrity appearances, and it is a spoof on that Star Wars Christmas special. That I really enjoyed.
The next one has the mobster.
To Fat Tony.
Fat Tony. And Homer accidentally runs into his car, and he's like, I'll forgive you if you do me a favor. So it's all these people who owe Fat Tony favors, helping him out.
Seymour, yeah.
Yep, I don't want to give away what they're doing. I mean, what they're going for, but it was a really fun story.
It's essentially like an Ocean's 11 type of thing. And then the final story, it's a huge blizzard that completely
buries the town.
Yeah, and so Bart and his friends take this as an opportunity to build tunnels and start charging the people to get to like the different stores that initially they were blocked out of.
But the man doesn't like that.
So they have to fight the man.
And then it turns into Ponyo in the end.
It does. So all of these stories were great.
Mm-hmm.
Like not one of them was like, not as good. No, these were all awesome. The book comes in at $4.99.
Worth it.
We really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't pick up Simpsons often, you can pick up this one. You won't be lost. 4 full stories, and they're all funny. Next, we can move into our Marvel book for the week, Amazing Spider-Man number 10, which is Spider-Verse Part 2. This is written by Dan Slott, art by Olivier Coipel, and colors by Justin Ponsor.
I really enjoyed this one too. We get to see all the different Spider-Mans. They all have different personalities. They're all working towards the same goal. And even though there were so many characters, I didn't feel lost.
The important part is you have Peter Parker finally confronting the superior Spider-Man, which is Otto Octavius, and his plan with his own group of like rogue Spider-Men, the ones that are willing to kill, the more intelligent ones in his eyes, and kind of see how that ruins his plan a little bit and pisses him off. It's a really good confrontation, and I love what Dan Slott is doing with these characters. You have some losses, you have some wins. You care about the different ones, even though we actually don't read Spider-Man. But Dan has this way of just giving us enough dialogue and enough personality with each one that we do care about Spider-Pig, and we do care about the Spider-Man 2099 and all of those. So it was a great, great issue.
Agreed. I love the interaction between Peter and Gwen, too, where they're all getting ready to head out, and he's like, no, Gwen has to stay here.
And Spider-Gwen doesn't understand why.
Right. And it's wonderful to see that he still has that pain. I mean, I'm sure that was such a shock.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really happy we got onto Spider-Verse because it's been a fun ride so far. And you can read it yourself, this next issue, which is number 10. You can head over to marvel.com/redeem for a digital copy of Amazing Spider-Man.
Your code is NTMWN9B4BJ2.
Download it, check it out, let us know what you thought on Twitter at ReasonsI'mBroke or on Facebook, facebook.com/TheReasonsI'mBroke.
And next we can move into our DC books.
Our Batman and Friends books.
Batman and Friends, there you go. First up is Batman 66 meets the Green Hornet number 6 of 6. This is written by Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman with art by Ty Templeton, and the colorist is Tony Avina.
Final part of the story, finally putting an end to the Joker.
And the I'm Gum Man.
It's gum. It's let's be serious. It's not glue. Ty Templeton is drawing cum. It's definitely there. So it's great. We finally see more of that team up between the Green Hornet and Batman. Each one of them has their own part that they contribute to this plan to put an end.
Even Robin.
Yep, that's true. And it was a great issue. I really enjoyed it. I was laughing throughout the entire thing, again, because it's Kevin Smith's humor. You get the undertones to what they're really talking about, like the glue. And Ty Templeton's art continues to be really solid.
I felt this entire series stayed very true to Batman 66 and the Green Hornet. Both shows which I used to watch forever ago. I remember they'd come on every Sunday morning and I had to watch both of them. But I didn't feel like it pulled away from that feeling or that theme at all.
And since it was a digital first story and then it moved over to print, did it feel like a digital comic to you, like with the layouts or with the pauses?
I didn't feel like it was.
There's a couple of pauses in there where you can tell, like, okay, this was definitely the first part of a digital issue, but it doesn't take you out of the book. It's only because I read some digital issues every now and again, so I recognize it as I'm reading it. But it's a funny, funny book. If you can collect this in trade and you like Kevin Smith or you like Batman 66, this will be right up your alley.
I would definitely check it out.
Next is Batman and Robin number 36, part of Robin Rises, written by Peter J. Tomasi, art by Pat Gleason, and colors by John Calise.
Man, Batman's so cool.
Batman is still raging to get his son back in the Hellbat uniform or costume, whatever, that the Justice League built for him, and he wants to make some noise to get fucking Darkseid's attention. because he wants his son back, he needs it back, and the quickest way to that is to take out Darkseid.
Mm-hmm. This is amazing. This is actually my pick of the week.
Mine as well.
Man, the world's gonna explode. Sorry, guys. This is the end of all life because we picked the same book.
Yeah, both times, pass and pick. This, I think, what really got this over the edge. It would have been Amazing Spider-Man as my pick of the week, but what really put this one right over is there's this beautiful panel, and it's not spoiling too much because it's not essential to the story, but more to the character of Batman, in which as he's fighting all of these different people on Apocalypse, with every punch, it's a panel of Ra's al Ghul. The next punch, it's a panel of the guy that killed Damien. I forgot his name already, the Heretic, I believe.
Yeah.
Then the third panel, it's Talia. And it's just, you see that it's not just a battle to get his son back, but it's also like, these are all the people that drove me to this point. And I don't care. Like, my past is just shitting on me right now, and I want this to end as quickly as possible. And everyone is in his way.
The thing that made this book my past of the week, and I don't think it really gives away anything either, is the moment, if you read last month, you know that people come to join him over on Apocalypse. The moment when he sees them, and he begins by scolding them, and then he stops himself, and he realizes this is what needs to happen. You know, he can't do this on his own. He does need that help. And to bring his family back like that, I think, is wonderful.
Yeah, it helps them heal after everything that happened in Death of the Family. So it's just Peter J. Tomasi being very aware of what is happening in the New 52, what is going on in Batman's mind. And this book truly really gets you into that human side of Batman, makes you understand the character the most out of any of the Batman books. That's why Batman and Robin continues to be my favorite DC book of 2014.
Great pick. We have some good picks of the week. Next up is Batman Superman number 16. This is written by Greg Pak with art by Ardian Saif, and the colorist is Ulysses Areola.
This is Batman Superman 16 or Superman Loves Batman number 16, and you get tons of that in this issue.
It's Toad's Superman Loves Batman. It's not even Batman Superman. It's Superman Loves Batman.
I'll be sad when Greg Pak gets off the book because he really gets that.
He
there's
understands.
No way. It's on purpose at this point. Yeah. He does it way too often. They're just friends. That's not what Superman thinks.
Quote unquote friends.
It starts an arc in this issue, so it's a great jumping on point if you're not reading Batman Superman. We ended up getting the Lego variant.
Yes, because Legos are awesome.
Way better cover than the regular one. And the art itself isn't something to write home about, but it's the characters that really got us into this, and the fact that we know that Superman loves Batman. And what was the Superman Loves Batman moment of the week?
First, we need the Superman Loves Batman theme song.
I can lift you up. I can show you what you want to see and take you where you want to be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
Go for it, Kelly.
Oh man, there were so many, like this whole thing, all the conversations they had with each other. When Batman shows up on the roof, and he's just like, let's do this. I'm like, you're not talking about fighting anybody, Superman. You're definitely not talking about fighting anybody.
I think my favorite moment that you pointed out was when Batman is talking to Superman and saying, this villain is on point with the Joker. Like, that's the level that we are dealing with at this time. And he's trying to make him understand that this is serious. This is a preliminary attack that he did not anticipate, he was not able to stop. And what's Superman doing the whole time?
He's totally not paying attention. He tunes back in every once in a while. Joker? He's just staring at Batman, like thinking about where he wants to go to dinner after this, what their life could be like. He's gone through like their marriage and all their children. They've grown old together by this point.
And the best is when the villain says, I'm going after the people you care about.
No!
That's right. These guys. And Superman's like, oh. It's not Batman.
Those guys. That's okay. That's okay.
Superman's love is safe. It's alright, everyone. Don't worry.
Batman's okay.
Batman's fine. He would have been fine anyway because it's Batman. But it's more of a Superman drama is what this is all about. That's why we're picking it up.
I will say the part that really got me was that guy who dressed up as Superman for those little kids.
It's a great moment. It's near the first half of the book, and it symbolizes what Superman is and what he means to people. Like, we're actually going to get serious about it. It's awesome. Really cool moment.
Absolutely. Definitely pick it up.
Next is Harley Quinn number 12, written by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, art by Chad Hardin and John Timms, colors by Alex Sinclair.
This book was so funny.
This is Power Girl and Harley Quinn continuing to team up together. They end up on a completely different planet, which, if you read the Harley Quinn books, you know that they do tend to reference other things, not only DC Comics, but also Marvel Comics. In this case, they have Thanos, or as they call him, Manos. He has the Infinity Rings, which they almost say it. They almost say Infinity Gauntlet. The pizza version of Thanos even almost looks like Thanos. It's really hilarious. What would happen if Harley Quinn and Power Girl met Thanos? So funny.
It was so great. I loved the king dog ruler, whatever, on that planet. That interaction between him and his wife was just spectacular. So funny.
Nice thing about these Harley Quinn books is there's a little episode in each comic, so you don't feel like if you don't jump in or if you didn't get 1 through 11 that you're going to be lost. It's going to be funny throughout. Yes, there's going to be an overreaching story to it all, but if you pick up 12 and then you pick up 14, chances are you're going to enjoy it just the same. Like, it's just funny Looney Tunes humor. That's what the whole thing was intended to be. And so far, we're having a blast with it.
And our final comic of the week is Justice League number 36. This is written by Jeff Johns with art by Jason Fabok, and the colorist is Brad Anderson.
We also got the Lego variant for this.
Because Legos are awesome. Everything is awesome. Every comic's cool and it has some Legos.
So this is chapter 1 of the Amazo virus.
Yeah, this was so cool.
The Amazo virus is... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, there's some Superman loves Batman moments in this, too.
There is. They team up right near the beginning.
And he's like, get out of this town. I don't want it to drag you down, too.
He's always very caring. Like, that's why they always work together. Because Superman could not stand if something were to happen to Batman.
Nope.
Not at all. He would fall apart. The Amazo virus was developed by Lex Luthor. Essentially, if it gets out, humans that are infected by this virus get a random mutation that gives them superpowers. Unfortunately, they can't control it because it does eventually end up killing them, burning them from the inside.
They explode.
Yep, they do. And it's fucked up because some of the Justice League members have gotten infected. Batman and Superman are cool because they avoided it. Because Superman stuck with Batman and Batman wouldn't be infected by that shit. Lex Luthor is okay with it too. And I really liked what Lex Luthor, how he reacted to all of this. Because he's like, yeah, this is all the info I have on the Amazo virus. Do you think I would willingly unleash this?
Well, he's just, like, he's out of the Justice League now. He's done.
And that's kind of what Wonder Woman implies when she says, I'm not here to point fingers. We're going to fix this problem and we'll point fingers later. Like, we will kick you out right after we fix this shit.
You're not part of our club anymore.
Right. So it was a great introductory issue. It was a lot of fun. And I hope, more... it's going to end up happening where Batman or Superman or one of the other members, like Wonder Woman, are going to somehow be infected. Maybe it'll be up to Lex Luthor to take him down. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's really raised that question.
It's going to end up being Batman, and Superman's going to go, no!
But it has raised that question, and it's got me interested in this arc. I'm really excited.
I think it's great.
So that was it for the books this week. We did want to talk about the other figurines that Kelli ended up getting.
Yes!
We had them on pre-order. It's Batman Lil Gotham mini figurines.
You did not say that correctly.
Lil Gotham figurines. There we go. And which two did you get?
We got Harley Quinn and Damian Wayne. So I now have 3 because we have Batman also.
There's one left. It's the Joker.
Perfect.
Hopefully it comes out soon.
Buy all of them.
What do you think of the way they look?
I think they look great. I know you wanted more watercolor.
Yeah, when Dustin Nguyen showed the prototype of these, they did have like lighter colors to them. Like Harley's hair wasn't quite as yellow and her costume wasn't quite as red. Had more of a matte finish to it, which looked really nice. But the finished product, I'm not disappointed with. They're still really nice figurines.
They're amazing. I love the Harley Quinn comes with a little Joker doll and one of the hyenas. And then if you get the Joker, it comes with the other hyena. So if you want the whole family to be together, you have to get all of them. And I will, Dustin, when I will.
And they're little chubby hyenas, too.
The one that comes with Harley, he's sleeping, and he's adorbs. And I'm like, I get that you probably kill things on a daily basis, but you could come live with me. That's okay.
They're really cool figurines. Like we love them. We hope there's a Series 2 or maybe like a Justice League version of these figures. We haven't decided yet if we're going to do an unboxing for these because they look really nice displayed in their packaging because it actually has Dustin Nguyen's artwork on them. So
We'll decide. We'll let you guys know when we decide.
But for now, check out the unboxing we did for, again, that Batman the Animated Series Batman figurine. And we're going to summarize our picks and passes of the week. We both agreed on the pass of the week, which was Cartoon Network Super Secret Crisis War number 6.
And both of our picks of the week were Batman and Robin number 36, Robin Rises.
We want to once again thank Jacob and Christopher at Irish on Fire 31 for the gifts that they sent us and for the question of the week. And also Audible for still being a sponsor for all of us here at Nerd Up Media. That site again is audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia.
Another way you can support us is going to the shop on nerdupmedia.com. We now have t-shirts.
We do. Head on over to nerdupmedia.com/shop. We have t-shirts available in gray, blue, black, and red.
They come in a variety of different sizes for men and women, and for a donation of just $16.99, it includes your shirt and your shipping, and it really helps us out.
That's right. It helps us in the cost that we have for uploading the podcasts, and more or less it actually gets the word out about nerdupmedia.com. And soon, stay tuned, we may be getting some decals. We're still working with a different vendor. But for now, these shirts are awesome. We're actually wearing them right now. I've got the black one.
And I have the gray one.
We'll put up a picture on Twitter at Reasons I'm Broke. But head on over to Nerd Up Media as well. While you're there, check out one of our many other shows on the network. There's other podcasts, Let's Plays like Those Two Jerks, The Lazy Gaming Guys, The Read Pile. It's all there. Great content.
As always, thank you guys so much for listening. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Daniel.
We'll see you next week.